Of course, the 31st day of January 2025, and we are live and direct. Just few minutes or few hours, as the case may be, we get into the weekend proper. But then Friday is the gateway to the weekend, and this is the TGIF edition of Talk Sport. Good to have you on Talk Sport today. Let's begin with things happening from Africa, and of course we'll start from Nigeria before we spread it to Africa and get to other parts of the world. My name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course I'll have my guests join me on Talk Sports today as we discuss sports together. And of course he is going to be with me from now until the end of the program. Wilson is joining me all the way from Lagos State. He's going to be joining via Zoom this morning as we talk sport. And as a matter of fact, I'll begin with things happening from the home front as Showroom raised alarm over a tricky group. Two ex-internationals, not just Showroom alone, but then Victor Igali also added his voice to the conversation. Agali, you know who Agali is, and you know who Ike Showroom is. They have both won the Super Eagles against their African Cup of Nations group. They claim that the group is rather tricky and not simple as some of the persons may say it is. Some persons said, well, the group is a very simple one where you have Tunisia and you have other countries who are never too stronger. It would be recalled that the Super Eagles have found themselves in Group C of the 2025 tournament alongside Tunisia, Tanzania, and of course Uganda. And that draw came on Monday. Nigeria's opening game will be against the Taifa Stars of Tanzania. Speaking with the media, former goal poacher Victor Agali said the group looks very easy on paper. That's just on paper. If you look at what they've been doing and how they've been playing, you will know that there is no underdog as far as this competition is concerned. On paper, they may look like an easy country or team, but then he won against complacency, against any form of maybe taking other clubs or teams for granted because they feel they are just a very small country. The opponents, especially Tanzania. Yes, this is exactly what he said. He said it took them very easy. They look at men and they are saying these clubs are very easy according to Nigerians, and the same thing may be applicable to the players, thinking that these players from the other club are just maybe homegrown or something. But then if you want to to play, you will know it. But they must beat Tanzania in their opening game. That is going to give them confidence. According to the ex-internationals, the group is a tricky one. Tunisia is not an easy team. All of us know about that. But if the Super Eagles get a win in the opening game, then they will get something against Tunisia, and then we can now qualify for the next round. And of course, that is what he thinks. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return and we'll have our guest on the show today as we talk sports together. Wilson is already standing by. After this break, we'll return for more stories on Talk Sports. Looking back from that break, let's quickly look at some of the actions from the Nigerian Professional Football League. Today, as Enyimba's form continues, as Assurance held Rivers United, former African Footballer of the Year, and other people who actually have performed very fantastic before they got off the ladder. Also, a part of the reason why there is motivation for some clubs. But then, it's as if the motivation is not getting to Enyimba because their poor form continues as Insurance held Rivers United. The former African champions Enyimba FC do not seem to know how they come out of their poor run of form this season as they recorded a draw in the Nigerian Premier Football League, that is MPFL game that was played yesterday. The People's Elephants who were knocked out of the CAF Confederation Cup recently have lost 2 games since their 3-1 defeat by Zamalek of Egypt in Cairo about a week ago. In their last 2 games before yesterday's match against Heartland in Aba, the team lost to Kano Pillars by 2-0 and also to Kwara United by the same margin. And of course, in front of their supporters in Aba, Enyimba barely managed to escape defeat to Emmanuel Amunike's Heartland, who took the lead in the 18th minute through a Daniel Ekpo's penalty kick, but they eventually got the equalizer in the 55th minute through Joseph Atule. Moving away from there, let's get to other things that are happening from the world of sport. We will let Ubong Ugom in as soon as he is established and he is connected. He's actually joining from Lagos State. Wilson is my analyst for today, but then we'll just need to look at some of the things happening in the MPFL before he finally joins us. In the Nigeria Professional Football League, we know that Daniel Amokachi's side are already sure that Lobby Stars improvement after draw with Aqua United. Lobby Star, of course, technical advisor Daniel Amokachi has actually commended his players following their 1-1 draw with Aqua United. Onyekachi Okafor's goal put Lobby Star in front before Friday Apollos equalized for Aqua United towards the end of the encounter. As a matter of fact, Amokachi said he is optimistic that the team will actually continue to improve their performance in subsequent games, and that is exactly what Nigerians and Benue people and sport lovers are actually waiting for. Let's quickly move away from there and go to one thing. Yesterday, I told us on TalkSport that as a matter of fact, Victor Boniface is going to Al-Nassr, where he will be playing with Cristiano Ronaldo and some other big names, and he is going to be the highest paid player in Africa, but Nigeria especially. But then it's as if something different is happening this morning. The story is taking a different turn this morning. Boniface rejoined Leverkusen again. He's back to training at Bayern Leverkusen after his contract failed. The transfer to the Saudi Arabia League, the Super Eagles forward Victor Boniface has returned to training with Bayer Leverkusen after seeing his potential £15 million per season move to Saudi Pro League side Al Nassr called off. And as a matter of fact, the Leverkusen man who was excused from training and of course the match day squad for the UEFA Champions League on Wednesday was quick to share a picture of himself and some of his teammates in training on Thursday, that was yesterday, in the wake of the announcement. Although a negotiation seemed to have gone swiftly between Leverkusen and Al Nassr, transfer new expert Fabrizio Romano reported that the deal didn't eventually get a nod from the Saudi team. Victor Boniface and Al Nassr deal of Romano actually posted via his his ex handle. And of course, that is what is happening right now. Let's get to Wilson. Wilson, what do you think? Because a lot of Nigerians were actually excited yesterday, more so that it's going to be a big pay. But some persons were not so happy because they feel, well, you're going to Saudi Arabia. Are you trying to end your career right there because of the huge money that's there? I don't know what your own school of thought is this morning. Let's get your own thoughts this morning, Wilson.
All right, good morning, everyone. I hope we're all doing perfectly well today. Once again, excited to be on the Top Sports show this morning. So I'll go straight to the question, regarding Victor Boniface. Just like you mentioned, so many pundits were not of the opinion that Victor Boniface should move yet, at his age, going down to the Saudi League and then, leaving professional football in Europe. But, looking at it, it's a win-win situation for both teams. Football is gradually moving over to be driven by money. And if we have to be very honest, football is a job. It's a job, and then you have to, make ends meet. So moving down to Saudi would have been a great move, financially wise for him. But for some circumstances beyond our control, and apparently Victor Boniface was always the second option for Al Nassr. Their first option was always Duran from Aston Villa. Just in case the deal didn't go through, Victor Boniface would have been today training with Cristiano Ronaldo. But as situations are presently, he's still with the Bayer Leverkusen team, and then we're looking forward to still enjoying Victor Boniface in Europe. Hopefully, he could be able to secure that move down to the Saudi League. But truthfully, I have nothing against the move. Like I already said, football is a job, and I always tell my colleagues that football is a job, and then when you're working, you get a better offer, you have to move, and then you have to consider where you're coming from and your future plans as well.
Leverkusen, I'm talking about the manager Xabi Alonso is so delighted to keep Victor Boniface, I beg your pardon, at the club. According to the information, the deal is not sealed yet. It's a big money deal, but then the coach is so excited to have him back to training. Are we trying to say right now that the coach is not excited that Victor Boniface may be leaving his club any moment?
No manager will be excited to be losing his star player. We like it or not, despite his injury concerns, Victor Boniface happens to be one of the crucial players for Bayer Leverkusen. Even with the injury issues he had last season, where Patrick Schick had to come in to salvage the situation. But we still have to admit that he's one of their key players. And then no manager, of course, Xabi Alonso cannot be an exception. Wouldn't be excited to see him leaving. So they are all excited that he's back in training, and he's once again, with the squad. Looking forward to seeing longer days of Victor Boniface in Germany.
From there, let's quickly talk about Ademola Lookman, who makes a UCL team of the league phase. Atlanta forward, talking about Lookman, has been included in whole score .com Champions League team of the league. Faced despite not featuring in two matches, the reigning African footballer of the year, who is now nursing an injury, was an unused substitute against Young Boys in November and didn't travel with the Atlanta squad to Barcelona for match day 8 due to a knee injury he suffered in training. Lookman has been named in the Champions League team of the league phase following his outstanding performances against Arsenal, Shakhtar Donetsk, Celtic, and VfB Stuttgart, Real Madrid, and of course Sturm Graz. The Nigerian international was able to net a goal and of course register an assist against Shakhtar Donetsk, replicating the achievement versus the Austrian side, while also finding the net against the German and of course the Spanish team in a 4-4-2 formation. Lookman, who was awarded a rating of 7.74 by the Football Statistics website, is partnered in an attack by Real Madrid's Vinicius Junior, Real Madrid's goalie Thibaut Courtois, and of course is protected by a back four of Akram Hakimi of PSG, Ryan Flamingo of PSV, then Gabriel Magalhaes of Arsenal, and Alex Gremlo of Bayer Leverkusen. What do you think about this? Yesterday I was talking about the fact that he sustained injury from the club's training instead of sustaining injury from major league. But now looking at this award and the people that are in that class, what would you have to say about Ademola Lookman, your own brother?
Incumbent African Player of the Year, Ademola Lookman has proven himself over and over to be, to be the crucial player that he is for the Super Eagles of Nigeria and also for his club Atalanta. Presently, with about 25 goal contribution across all competitions for Atalanta this season, he has been an incredible player, and then it's no surprise to see him really, on the team of the UCL League phase. So, amazing player, befitting of that honor. I will always mention that presently in the world of football, you can't outrightly count 5 wingers that are better than Ademola Lookman, and that's fact. That's true fact. You cannot really count 5 that are better than he is. Currently the best player on the African continent and doing amazingly well. So it's a thing of pride, thing of honor that, in as much as Victor Osimhen is not in the Champions League presently like he was last season, we still have our African brother and a Nigerian brother as well, still, eating the waves back to back. Yeah, so it's great news, great news.
Our African brother making waves back to back. Yeah, you just mentioned Victor Osimhen right now. Victor Osimhen and Isak are better strikers, and this is what Petit tells Arsenal and of course Watkins amid the Watkins move. Let's just give a little detail about that before you react to it, as former midfielder Emmanuel Petit has already wondered why the Gunners have not made any move to sign either Alexander Isak or Victor Osimhen this January. The Gunners have reportedly tabled a £60 million bid for Aston Villa's Ole Watkins after days ago, but then that was a few days ago, which was actually immediately turned down by Villa. But Petit claims that Mikel Arteta's side would push to sign Isak or Galatasaray's Victor Osimhen ahead of the Villa man. Mikel Arteta's men have already struggled in the final third due to inefficient finishing. To that end, they have been linked with a number of strikers. Emmanuel Petit labeled the club's bid for Watkins as a panic buying, and Petit already told the media that the potential signing of Ole Watkins to Arsenal feels like a bit of a panic buy. He wasn't the first choice target, but with the January transfer window heading to its end, they have had to act very fast. In fact, the action is coming very fast, and he said he is fairly certain Arsenal would have preferred a different striker that been said. He said he looks like working as a player. He is highly competitive and has a strong desire to score goals and of course provide assist and bring real energy to the attack. And he said he would add a physical presence to Arsenal's forward 9, and with his pace he offers something different. However, there would have been a few names ahead of Ole Watkins that Arsenal wanted. Alexander Isak possesses everything Arsenal would want and need in and out and in a striker. He's also think that Victor Osimhen would also be on the list, but perhaps his personality and character could have been a problem going forward for Arsenal. That is for Victor Osimhen. Well, the issue of Victor Osimhen, maybe he said that about his character because of he was alleged by a journalist of an assault. Also, that could be part of it, or probably because of the altercation he had with the former coach of the Super Eagles. Well, this is an opinion coming from Emmanuel Petit. What do you think about all he has said? Are you of the same school of thought, or you are thinking something different, Wilson?
Okay, so on a very candid point, Arsenal's pursuit of Oli Watkins was more like, just like you said, more like a panic buy, because I won't understand how, Aston Villa just finalized a deal of Durant to Al Nassr, and then they had a crucial UCL game that evening, and then you're bidding for their only available striker. So it was kind of a crazy move, and then Aston Villa did what I expected, rejecting the move immediately. And I won't understand why Arsenal will be bidding 60 million for about a 29-year-old striker. Really, I don't really understand what their plans are. And this is the same club that Mikel Arteta has come out to say time and again that he's okay with his forward. He has never made a buying of a striker a vital, a crucial thing for his pursuit of the EPL title, which he has been pursuing for all of his career. So we are hoping. I wish they would be able to go for the proper strikers in the market. No disrespect to Watkins, but I'm not sure Arsenal really planned for that. I'm not sure it was what they really calculated for. But we have amazing strikers in the market. If they end up getting Watkins from Aston Villa, still an amazing move for them. Victor Osimhen is still there, but I'm not certain Victor Osimhen is going to leave Galatasaray this January. So probably a move over the summer could be possible. But for now, Osimhen is going really nowhere. We have other strikers in the market that they could still jump off for, but getting Watkins will still be a good one. We'll still add some sort of spice. With the Premier League experience Watkins has, it's going to add some sort of spice to the Arsenal front line.
So much to the Arsenal squad. Let's still talk about some of the plots coming from everything for Awoniyi, as of course Awoniyi plot 33 million pounds move for the English Premier League side Everton, and they are already plotting a move for the Nigerian international Taiwo Awoniyi before the close of the January transfer window. According to the information available to us on Talk Sports today, it's been said that as a matter of fact the Merseyside club are already targeting a potential late swap for the Nottingham Forest striker. The 27-year-old forward has struggled for minutes with Forest in the English Premier League season, making 18 appearances with just 2 starts. Awoniyi has struggled for regular minutes for the Reds so far this season, as he is behind the top scorer Chris Wood in the pecking order. And of course Forest coach Nuno Espirito Santo has already backed the Nigerian to rediscover his form, but that has not stopped the striker from being linked with a move away from the City ground. Everton has signed, and of course they have said on their own that to have their eyes on Nottingham Forest striker Taiwo Awoniyi as the January transfer deadline draws near. The Merseyside club are targeting a potential late swap for their Forest frontman. The 27-year-old is set to be among the number of names on the Toffees shortlist as they actually seek attacking reinforcement with a reported 33.5 million pounds cash pot to use on signing 2 beautiful players that can come in and fill this gap. What do you think about this move for Awoniyi? And as a matter of fact, let's still continue with this. Wilson will join us any moment from now. According to the information coming to TalkSport this morning, the coach of the South African side has said, well, one of the things that I will have to do before I retire is lead South Africa to 2026 World Cup. I'm not saying they should win it, but all I am saying is let me just lead them there. Let's see how it's really going to go. Where will they go to? The group stage? Will they escape the group stage to the knockout stage before they get into some of the final groups. As a matter of fact, he said he wants to lead South Africa to 2026 World Cup before retirement. Who is saying this? I'm talking about the statement that came from the Bafana coach, Hugo Bruce, as he has set his eyes on a grand farewell leading South Africa to the 2026 FIFA World Cup before hanging up his managerial boot. I love that. The Belgium who played in the 1986 World Cup dream of taking Bafana to North America, making a fitting conclusion to his career. According to the information available to TalkSport this morning in a statement from the South African Football Federation yesterday, said the road to qualification is far from being easy. The 72-year-old coach admitted with 6 decisive qualifiers ahead. Bruce is, of course, laser focus on starting stronger in match against Lesotho, and not just Lesotho at home, and of course Benin Republic away in Ivory Coast. Then Bruce also noted that Lesotho at this time is a must win for them. Bruce emphasized also, adding that Benin Republic is stronger than many people think. Just the same thing our own ex-internationals were saying. You know, sometimes you feel these other clubs are minnow and they cannot do anything, but then the same thing our ex-internationals are saying is the same thing that is coming from South Africa right now. What is he saying? They say, hey, come on, you don't have to joke, you don't have to play at all, because if you want to play with these games, it's going to be something. There is no minnow. If you want to say this is Benin Republic, they are now stronger than a lot of people think, and also playing in Ivory Coast wouldn't be easy, but they have had a good experience there already, so they can be a little optimistic. At least for now, travel logistics are often a hurdle for African teams, and that won't be an issue this time because already arrangements have been made. According to the South African Football Federation, they have already learned from past nightmares of long-haul trips. Now they have learned, and they will use charters, according to what the SAFA is saying, that is South African Football Association. All right. As a matter of fact, they said we've learned from our mistake this time. We are going to use charters so that at least we will get exactly what we want. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, TalkSport will be back. Stay with us. Well, the movement of Awoni is making a whole lot of reactions. But now we will have our guest talk about it, the sport analyst that is talking sport with me today on this beautiful Friday. Wilson, what would you have to say about the transfer of Awoni?
Okay, Awoni has been an exciting Nigerian player in the Premier League. One of the very exciting players. You can go back to 2023, towards the end of the season when he started his goal scoring streak, where he scored goals against the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, and drove out about 8 games of scoring till the next season. Awoni has been exciting, like I already mentioned, but his injury concerns, made it possible for Wood to, turn out to be the starting striker for Nottingham Forest. So a move away from him could be a good one at this point for him to, get back the time to get back his confidence and then get back playing time to, to start doing those amazing things that only we have known, and then could also be in contention for the starting shirt of the Super Eagles striking position. But I'm really rooting for that move. If the move materializes, that'll be exciting for him, because right now Nottingham Forest, he will still end up being the backup option, which is not what we want for our Nigerian striker.
One for Nigerian striker. Dortmund appoints Niko Kovac new head coach, according to the information coming right here. Borussia Dortmund have announced the appointment of Niko as their new head coach just a week after parting ways with Nura Sahin, the 53-year-old Berlin native, will take over from Sunday. Do you see this as a good move?
Okay, so the sacking of Sahin, their former player, it was more like a time bomb waiting to explode. We all saw that coming. The rest of them have been in the worst of forms so far in the Bundesliga, moving out far from the top 3 in the league, and it's not something I would have wanted to see for a team that's always challenging Bayern Munich for the title, going that far away from the Bundesliga table. So Sahin's Saka was impending, and then finally it has happened. And then we're just hoping, all what we're hoping is that the team will be able to find a way, to flick back form and start chasing, because it's going to be a chase right now, to start chasing Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen, who have kind of started off by distancing themselves from every other team in the Bundesliga.
Manchester City are not ready to win Champions League yet. This is what Pep Guardiola is saying. Yesterday I was talking about the fact that there was an accusation coming to the Chelsea coach when he was saying, well, Chelsea is not keen to win the Premier League, and that tells on the players. Now, the coach of Manchester City said they are not ready to win Champions League yet, and he said they cannot see Manchester City winning the Champions League on current form, that the form they have right now, but believes his side will be better when they face the night of either Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, and that's going to be next month. As a matter of fact, City just needed a second half fight back from a 0-1 down to beat Club Brugge 3-1 on Wednesday to avoid crashing out completely before the knockout stages for the first time since 2012. What do you think about the statement coming from the coach of Manchester City, the almighty Pep Guardiola?
All right, so Pep Guardiola's statement is a matter of facing reality. There are some moments in your life where you have to admit where you are, and then you have to accept the situation that you're in. So Guardiola's statement is a statement that is born out of reality. And then, if we are to also be very honest, the team is really not ready for the Champions League, winning the Champions League right now. And then they have a huge mountain in front of them, having to beat either of Real Madrid or Bayern. It's just going to be a very crazy game that we're looking forward to. And in as much as I will still state that they are not ready, but Man City is one team that you cannot really, write off. It's not really possible. Now, this is a Manchester City team that everyone claims are struggling in the Premier League. But as I'm speaking to you, they are number 4 on the log in the Premier League, and they're only 6 points. Only 6 points behind Arsenal. Only 6 points behind Arsenal, who are in second place. And this is the team that we claim are struggling. So just imagine Manchester City picking up. Just just a little bit of luck across the season, things will change for the better. So as it stands now, winning the Champions League, if we are to be honest and real, it's far from reality. It's not happening for now this season.
All right, still talking about Manchester City. Manchester City, PSG stay alive in Champions League as Arsenal reached last 16. Manchester City came from behind against Club Brugge to reach the Champions League knockout phase, and that's a very beautiful one, like he has already emphasized on. Moving away from there, let's go to other things happening from the world of sport this morning as we are trying to round off the show already. But then we must talk about this because this is very important, and that is from the La Liga, where Cristiano Ronaldo hints at returning back to Real Madrid. The Al Nassr striker Cristiano Ronaldo has hinted that he could make a sensational return to Real Madrid at the end of his career. Ronaldo has admitted that the Santiago Bernabeu was his happiest place. The Portugal captain joined Los Blancos from Manchester United in 2009 and went on to write his name in the club's history book. Ronaldo scored astonishing 450 goals in just 438 appearances for Madrid over 9 years and won 15 major trophies, including a 4 Champions League title. When he was asked by the media, he told us, the media, the possibility of returning to Real Madrid. Ronaldo said, maybe after ending my career, something can happen. What do you think about that? Is that a good thought for you? And how is Ronaldo faring right now? It's no longer the talk of town like it used to be when he was in Real Madrid competing, and of course the fierce competition between him and the Barcelona king, talking about Lionel Messi. What do you think of this statement coming from Cristiano Ronaldo?
So definitely Cristiano Ronaldo, like he has already mentioned, would maybe at the end of his career find a way to go back to Real Madrid. But of course, it's not going to be for direct sporting reasons. It could be for non-sporting reasons. It could be more like an ambassador. There could be a lot of things. He could go back to Real Madrid, but of course not for playing purposes. But presently, he's doing quite well. The young man is on course to hit about 1,000 career goals, and presently, as we speak, after his goal yesterday, Cristiano Ronaldo is only 79 goals away from hitting 1,000 career goals, doing amazingly well with 257 assists as we speak. He's one of the greatest of this generation and one of the most exciting players I've seen. His time at Real Madrid, gave birth to so many trophies to Real Madrid, scoring, like you mentioned, 450 goals in less than 440 games. Really, very few players could hit such achievements in such a short space of time. So Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest of all times we've ever seen, and I think we are quite privileged to witness this live, not going back to YouTube to see videos of how he fared. So we are quite privileged. Amazing player, anytime, anything.
Quickly, let's just look at this, which is going to be the last story right here, as Morata is to join Osimhen at Galatasaray. AC Milan striker Alvaro Morata is set to join Victor Osimhen at Galatasaray, according to the information available to TalkSport this morning. That's what it is. What do you think about that combination? Do you think it's a good move?
Yeah, Alvaro Morata, like I've always said, is one of the, I think his agent deserves an Oscars for always being able to strike out amazing deals, because you'll be wondering the clubs this young man moves to. From every of the top clubs, he has had the opportunity to be visiting all of the top clubs, from Real Madrid to Chelsea to Atletico Madrid to AC Milan, many more the clubs you can speak about. Alvaro Morata will always find a way to be there. So moving down to Galatasaray, great one as well. A club filled with already a lot of strikers. Icardi is out injured though. We have Michy Batshuayi still on the bench. We have Yunus. We have Mertens supporting. We also have our star boy Victor Osimhen. So it's a good one for the team. But I still feel that Galatasaray's problems their problem goes beyond the attacking line. They have more of issues at the defense line. They're always conceding tons and tons of goals. But Morata going down there is a normal thing for Morata to always find a way to go to big clubs. So I'm not surprised. But I only wish that Galatasaray will find a way to seal up their leaking defense line. Yeah.
It's been a very wonderful time. This is how far we will be able to go on this Friday edition of TalkSport. Thank you so much for being part of the program this morning.
Thank you so much. Really exciting, like I already said. Always to be on TalkSport show. I'm looking forward to the next edition. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks so much. All right, this is going to be the size of the TGIF edition of TalkSport on Global Television. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Have a beautiful day ahead of you. Bye-bye for now.